Right, guys, this is how I did my paneling on my stairs. And before I start, I just want to say, yes, I am wearing a chest-mounted Insta360 for this. So these are the things that I use to do it. I've got a little 600 spirit level there. I've got 100mm spacer, same as what I use everywhere else. Pencil, most important thing. And a digital spirit level. I don't know if I already mentioned that, but basically what this will do is it will tell me what the angle of whatever it is on is. So I started off by putting that on my skirting board to get the angles of the stairs. So 41.2, and then I went all the way up the stairs to make sure the skirting board upstairs was all the same angle. And then I transferred that angle to the height that I wanted it at. So I basically just went off what I'd done everywhere else. And then from whatever point that is on the wall there, I drew a line up the wall at that angle. And I drew that line all the way up. So that's where my data rail was going, obviously, all the way up to this point where I marked a vertical line. And then when the bottom of my dado rail got to that vertical line, I leveled it off. And because my angle was 41.2, to level it off, all I need to do is half 41.2. So my cut needs to be 20.6, yeah. And then that was obviously perfectly 90 degrees there from the architrave waffling. So yeah, did my dado then, stuck my dado on, then I got my spacer, and I put it on the top and drew a line all the way up, moved it up like that, put it on the bottom, did the same. Fucking hell. And then I worked out where I wanted my boxes to start because I knew I was doing it full height, so I knew I needed to get past this point and with a full height box. So I put my spacer here and then drew a line vertically down, and I knew then that point was where I wanted my boxes to start. So then I measured from there all the way up to the top point of where I want my stairs boxes to be, which was there, because that's where my spacer line met. So I knew that was where I wanted that to be. So I measured from the bottom to there, and then I needed to work out what my spaces were so I could deduct that from that measurement. So I got my spirit level, put it on my spacer, so the line I drew and went through it, and made a mark on each side. And then what I did was I measured from that point to that point on my line. And I think it was 13 point something. And I knew I needed 1, 2, 3 spaces from that distance to that distance. So I times 13.5, let's say, times 3 for the 3 spaces, and deducted it from that measurement to that measurement. And then the figure I was left with, after deducting the spacer, I divided by 4. So I've got 4 boxes. And then that told me what length these pieces needed to be. And in terms of what angle I need to cut them at, I need to cut them at, was it 20.6 I said? Cut them both at 20.6, half whatever your angle is for these stairs, half that is what you need to cut these at on your chop saw using that beauty down there, the jig.